If you don't know the following, you're going to be so glad you watched this video. This is a game changer for some of the ways you handle customers. eBay messages between you and your buyer, or you and potential buyers, or you and a seller if you're the buyer. eBay messages are not private. They're not totally private. They're not just between you and the other party. If there's ever a problem and one of you calls customer support, eBay will read every message between the two of you. Always. That's what they do. Whenever you get customer support on the phone or on the chat session and you start mentioning a problem that you're having with another eBayer, they will put you on hold. They'll say, hang on just a second. And what they're doing is reading the messages between the two of you. They're trying to confirm your story. And this helps them confirm your story. The way that you should interact with eBay messages is simply be professional, polite, and kind at all times. No matter how jerky your buyer becomes, always be professional, polite, and state just the facts. Because you know this might potentially go to support and they will read the messages. And they see some lunatic buyer accusing you of things and threatening you in a message saying, I'm going to leave you bad feedback, and I know that you may have said this in the listing, but I'm still going to report you to eBay, and just whatever they say. If they go off the rails, this is in your favor. eBay will see that whenever you contact support or when they contact support. This also means that you should never, ever contact an eBayer outside the eBay message system, especially before you two transact any sale. You want everything to be in that message system because eBay is always there to read that. If something goes south later, eBay will see the messages between you two. If the buyer says, I'm having a problem, I think I want to buy this, can you call me? Here's my phone number, I want to ask you a couple of questions. Just say no. Let that potential buyer know, no, we have to do everything through the eBay message system. That's eBay rules, and it is, and it's our policy as well. Often you won't even hear back from that person because they're likely a scam of some kind if they want your phone number outside of eBay before you've transacted any business. Now, after a sale, it's a little bit looser in that if a buyer or you need to call each other, you can. eBay actually provides the phone number. I don't know if you know that, but on the selling account, you can get your buyer's phone number and they can see yours. That's a good thing. That's reasonable. Things happen. eBay would love it if you two just worked out the problem, if there ever is a problem. That's okay. Let's say that I wrapped up a Champion juicer and it had lots of parts, and I put some of the screws and things down at the bottom wrapped up in plastic, and it's at the bottom of the box where it makes most sense, and I put the package together and I ship it out, and I think, oh, I probably should let the buyer know that little tiny parts are down there, shrink wrapped or something, and when they open it, they should be careful. Don't throw away all of the dunnage. That's the stuff that you protect a package inside with, air pillows and things. Don't throw away your dunnage yet. Be sure you get those little screws out of there because you're going to need them when you put this together. That sort of thing, it's worth a phone call, I guess. If you forgot to put a little note in the package telling your buyer to do that, you can also send them an eBay message. But some of you, I don't know why. Well, you ladies, I'm a man. I hate talking on the phone, but I never want to call anybody or answer a phone. But after a sale, I sometimes will call a buyer to say something like that because those little parts are very critical. I'm just thought of an example off the top of my head, but I can see me calling for that situation. If I get a voicemail or nothing, but if I get a voicemail and leave the whole message, or I don't, I will still send a message through eBay message system to that buyer and say, I just called and left a voicemail. Here's the number eBay gave me. So I'm verifying the number. Be sure and check your voicemail. And I'm going to basically summarize what I said on the phone because I want a record of that in the eBay message system. So if they later on say, you didn't send me the screws to this, I took the juicer out of the box and tried to put it together and there weren't enough parts to put the final pieces on. Well, there were, and I told you what to do, and you should have read my message and or listen to my voicemail. That way, later, if there's a problem, eBay will be far more prone to assume you're correct and honest in whatever the dealing happens to be. So always have a record through eBay message system at all time. Always before a sale, never, ever, ever give any potential buyer a way to contact you outside of a sale before they've actually bought from you. That's not allowed on eBay. eBay doesn't want you to sell things off eBay. The buyer gives you the phone number, you call the potential buyer and they say, why don't we just do this, save you the fees, and you just ship it to me. I'm going to pay you here with PayPal, and we'll avoid eBay, and you don't have to pay the fees that way. eBay doesn't want that for obvious reasons. eBay is the one that brought us together. eBay deserves their cut. After a sale, eBay knows there might be potential reasons why a buyer and seller need to contact each other through a phone, so that's why they give us the phone number. But try to put all messages to and from your buyers always through the message system. If your potential buyer insists on doing anything else, say, I can't, it's against eBay policy to communicate outside of the eBay message system, and stick to your guns. eBay will be glad that you did. You will be glad you did because, and oh, finally, don't ever tell a buyer they're going to read your messages. Just let the buyer go off the deep end, curse you, whatever. Some of these buyers get really wild, right? I mean, they'll threaten you. They'll do all sorts of things. These buyers think, look, this is a private message between two people. No, eBay's going to read every single word if either of you contact support. So just let the buyer ramble on. You be professional, polite, kind, and always just state the facts, ma'am.